welcome everybody to another week of Thunderdome Fantasy Weekly Report. It is the Commissioner, aka the Dragons GM, aka your 2023 champions. That's right, motherfuckers. Two-time champion, two-time. That's right. It's me. I love it. I can brag for the first time. Anyway, let's get into this show and get the next commissioner in here, Mr. John Krill. You see what it says down there. That's right. The losing losers, whatever. And the next GM, Miss Pam K. Krill. How y'all doing today?
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
I am a champion. Oh, yeah. Two-time.
Oh
right,
yeah. So yeah, two-time
Hey,
champion.
I'm happy. I'm still happy with my spot.
I like it. I'm good.
So you are currently looking at the 1, 2, and 3 of the league.
Yep. First
Interesting
place,
enough.
second place, and third.
I'll take it.
Hey, I'm at the
Well,
top.
I mean,
Just like last year.
It could have been
Okay.
worse, but
John's a little
I don't
down.
know how much worse. Yeah.
I mean, it was a great game. It was 260 to 240. I mean, it wasn't a blowout by no means. My offense went the fuck off. My defense said, "Fuck you, do it on your own." Your defense actually was like, "All right, I'm gonna help you out a little bit." Your offense was like, "Man, I can't catch up." Shit. I had those two. You had all your running backs flopped on me, and I had two people flop on me on my offense, but the rest of them did their damn thing, so I was okay with that.
I've gone back and forth over what I could have done different and everything else. But technically, the only thing it all leads back to is the fact that I gave you that whenever I dropped Jordan Love. And it come back to bite me.
That's what made it so bittersweet for me. That's what made it bittersweet for me is that Jordan Love ran my whole playoffs for me. Trevor Lawrence did not play one playoff game for me this whole fucking season, which was only 2 playoff games, but still, I didn't use him in the playoffs because of those injuries and shit towards the end of the year, and it banked on me, man. Jordan Love did his fucking thing.
Yeah. So this is the second time that I have gone against my instincts, I guess you could say, on who I bring into my team, and I second guess everything, and I said, you know what, I'm going to drop him because I got this guy, or blah, blah, blah. And the first time I had to say was whenever Evan picked up a Von Bell a few years ago, and Von Bell put me out of the playoffs single-handedly.
Nope, I remember that game.
And so it has happened again. And so,
I believe that was actually the year that Brandon won the championship, or not Brandon. Brandon.
No.
Or was it
default?
Oh, God.
Default, yes, default. Asterisk championship.
Yeah.
Sorry, asterisk.
Default,
championship.
Remember, a guy had to
By
die.
default, exactly. It was the Buffalo Cincinnati game that screwed us that year. So,
we're talking about the fact that I dropped a player, you picked him up, and that person single-handedly beat me. That's all I'm talking about.
Yep, and he was the only one I had playing that Sunday night that week too. So it was a good win for me. We're gonna do this a little bit differently. We're gonna go ahead with the consolation bracket. We're gonna go with the losers bracket of the consolation bracket, which was the Crimson. It wasn't. It was the Cush Crushers versus Los Patos.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
All right, we're doing it backwards. We're going to go ahead with the consolation bracket first, and we're going with the loser side of the consolation bracket, which was Los Patos versus the Cush Crushers. Yes. I believe Cush Crushers got the victory in this.
That's correct.
No, that was Los Patos. Los Patos come away with the victory on that.
Oh, okay.
215.54 to Cush Crushers 203.84.
So this was a
11.70
point win margin for Los Patos. So good victory for him, ending his season out after that tough loss in week 16. No, 14. Sorry, tough loss in week 14 that caused him to miss the playoffs to begin with. So great year for him coming back. He almost won comeback coach of the year if he would have made the playoffs after going 2-7 at the beginning of the season. But comeback coach of the year is still up for grabs. We haven't even voted for that. Damn it. I think we should have did that before I started the show, huh?
Yeah.
My bad. I'm going to go comeback coach of the year, Jeff Beard, for my vote. Definitely had a rough year last year, but he was able to finish out in the top 6 this year. I think he went into the playoffs in that 3rd spot and was knocked out in the first round against Angels. Or was it against Hendricks Mafia? It was against Angels. It was the 3rd against the 6th slot, while the 4th was facing the 5th slot. So yeah, it was Angels. Angels knocked him out. But I'm gonna give. I'm still giving Jeff my vote for the comeback coach of the year after missing the playoffs last year. There were 3 that I had in mind. Sean was also up there because Sean had missed the playoffs last year, and he barely missed the playoffs this year. And then the other one was, of course, JC, who fucking went halfway through the year and then came up and barely missed the playoffs.
Right.
But I'm going to vote for Jeff. I don't know who you want to vote for.
Yeah, the Jeff vote is a good vote. Let's see. Angels made it back to the playoffs after being in the championship last year, so she's finished 2-3 the past 2 years. Let's see. Crimson. Trying to go back and rehash. Had an impromptu. Let's see. Yeah,
I think Jeff and Ben are the only 2 teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that pulled into the playoffs this year.
Yeah. Did Hendricks make it?
Nope, Hendricks Mafia. He missed the playoffs last year, but he made the playoffs this year. So that's another one. I went with Jeff because he had over 10 wins for the season.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think Jeff making it in there. And he has been steadily getting better every year.
Oh yeah.
I have to go back and look to see exactly how many times he's actually made the playoffs, but
I think it's only twice. I think he's only made the playoffs twice.
Yeah. I think I'll have to kind of lean toward him this year too.
Well, coach of the year, we'll go ahead and get that out of the way.
Yeah.
That's 3 options as well. I guess y'all don't want to really say it, do you?
Say what?
No, I mean you won the championship, so I would have to say you get coach of the year.
It was between me, you, and Pam. It was between me, you, and Pam. Pam is the only other team that made the playoffs the past 2 seasons, besides me and you. So
yeah.
No, I'm proud of myself, but I don't get coach of the year. I was leaning towards Jeff because you got to admit he did a hell of a lot better this year.
Yeah, he definitely did. That's why I gave him comeback coach of the year. But I wasn't going to give him coach and comeback coach of the year.
Right.
We could, but I won that championship fair and square. I get coach of my
Yeah.
All right. Get into those top scorers of that losing bracket real quick.
All right, top scores.
Los Patos
for Los Patos on offense, Brandon Ayuk had 24.40. Brock Purdy had 21.60. And Nico Collins had 15.70. On defense, Khalil Mack had 16. Mike Hilton had 14.50. And Jordan Fuller had 14.50. For the Cush Crushers, Greg Dortch had 25.50 points. Xavier Gibson had 19.30 points. And Cameron Dicker had 13.80 points. For the defense, Jeremiah Owosu Koromoa had 15 points. Kyle Duggar had 13.50 points. And Baltimore defense had 12 points. And the player of the game, Khalil Mack, with his 16 points.
Yep. So huge win for the last game of the season. Like I said, it doesn't affect the playoff rankings as far as those top 6 picks because we have already had those played out since the end of week 14. But it was a good win to end the season for him. I know he's excited for next year. He said that this is his first league he's ever played with any kind of defensive players. So it took him a minute to get into the little routine of picking defensive players weekly. But he's kind of got the idea of it now, and he's excited for next season. So I'm excited to have I'm excited to have him back next season. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Tough loss for Miller, but Miller knows the game. Miller knows what's up. Miller will be back next year.
Yeah.
Another battle. All right, we'll get into the next battle of the consolation brackets, which was the Josh Bowl. And we have the first person who has been a champion of each bracket, the consolation bracket and the championship bracket. The first person to get both of those championships is Mr. Sean Stevens, the Crimson Elephants, who pulled off the victory against the owner of the Josh Bowl, Mr. Thad Castle's team, David Godinez. Just a tough loss for David, lost his sponsorship, but Sean became the first champion in both leagues. So congratulations to Sean on that feat. I know that's not really something he would like to be bragging about, but hey, he is the first to pull that off. So congratulations to him on that nonetheless. You should be having you and David should both be having a horse's ass trophy on your way to you. I've already talked to both Lindsay and Miller about it, so they're going to get together and make sure that both of those trophies go out. I'm going to make sure that 2022 says Thad Castle's team, and 2023 says Crimson Elephants, and it's the right years and everything. Same thing for you. I know that the championship didn't end until after the new year was over, but it doesn't matter. It's the 2023 Thunder Bowl championship. Or Thunderdome champions, whatever it says on your trophy, just copy it the same way. I know this time all you got to do is do a plaque and have the plaque glued onto a trophy, so that's awesome. We don't have to fucking order a $50 trophy and pay a $5-10 plaque. I'm not picky at all. I'm gonna take it. I don't give a shit. 2 times heavier, baby. I ain't picky. Listen, my picture's gonna have me cradling both of them like twins. Anyway, we'll get into the championship score of the consolation bracket, which was that Crimson Elephants defeating Thad Castle's team.
All right. Crimson Elephants defeated Thad Castle's team 215.18 to 204.24. And the difference in that game
11.94.
11.
Am I wrong to assume that you just read off both winners of the consolation bracket put up 215 points?
Stop, Aubrey. You're correct. 215.18, and the other was 215.54.
215.54.
That's crazy.
15.8.
That's crazy. All right, well, we'll get into those top scores.
All right. Leading scores for Crimson Elephants. George Pickens had 20.10. Tua Tagovailoa had 18.88. David Njoku had 17.40, along with Jonathan Taylor, also with 17.40. On the defense, Houston had 27 points. Donovan Wilson had 15.50 points. And Deshaun Elliott had 11.50 points. For Thad Castle's team, Lamar Jackson had 46.34 points. Isaiah Pacheco had 29.50 points. And Breece Hall finished out with 27.60 points. On the defense, the New York Jets had 15. Bobby Okereke had 15. And EJ Speed had 10 points. The players of the game.
Texans defense.
Have to say Texans defense for sure with 27.
Yeah. They beat down who was it that week? Indianapolis? No.
Yeah. That was
it was Indianapolis.
No, that was week 18.
Oh, that was week 18. Damn it, you're right.
That was to close it out. Week 17. I can't exactly remember right off.
Carolina.
Oh yeah, I bet it was. Yeah.
I think it was Carolina. I could be wrong, but anyway, big win for Houston.
Hell, with the
great
points
game for Houston. Yeah.
Just to fast forward.
It was Tennessee. That's right. It was Tennessee because Tennessee came back and beat us the next week after that. That's right.
Exactly.
Which pissed me off. But anyway, won't get into the real NFL. We'll move over to the championship bracket. Like we said, well, congratulations to Sean on that victory, man. I know it wasn't with the championship bracket, but I know you're happy to pull off that victory.
Taking wins when we can get them, you know.
Exactly.
This shows why our trophy is a Stevens trophy.
So we'll get into the championship bracket. We'll get into the first game, which was the number 6 facing off against the number 5. Yes, number 6 facing off against the number 5. Angels facing off against Hendrix Mafia, and Angels takes down Hendrix Mafia in this for the victory to take into third place for the finals.
269.88 to 264.06. Yeah, we're talking
lowest win margin of the week.
Gap there. It's only 5.82 points.
5.82 point win margin for the Angels. I'll take that too.
I'll take it.
In a championship.
And you got the third place victory, or third place spot, so that's nice. So big win for Angels, getting her third place spot in for the 2023 season. We'll go ahead and get into those top scores.
All right, top scores for Angels. CeeDee Lamb had 41.20 points.
Player of the game.
Jalen Hurts had 25.18 points. And Jalen Warren had 19.80 points. On the defense, Josh Allen had 26.50 points. Julian Love had 16 points. Jesse Bates III and Ernest Jones rounded out with 13 points. For Hendrix Mafia, DJ Moore had 30.90 points. Josh Allen had 21.16 points. And Isaiah Likely had 18.20 points. For the defense, Aiden Hutchinson had 33 points. Roquan Smith had 16 points. And Afitu Melifonwu had 12.40.
I was wondering how you're going to do that.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Detroit defensive back.
Right,
it's Melifotu. Melifotu or something. Faltu. Yeah, it's something weird. Yeah.
Afitu Melifonwu.
Melifonwu. Yeah, a lot of weird names out there these days.
Yeah.
The sport's becoming bigger and bigger with with around the globe. So getting a lot of foreigners.
More and more stuff.
All right. Player of the game, CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb,
41.
I mean, 41 points. You can't really take that away from him.
No. I was shocked too.
Once again, congratulations to Miss Pam K. Krill on knocking out that third place spot for the year.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that Yahoo Fantasy did not predict you taking third place, so congratulations to that. I was actually predicted to go like 10th place, and fuck Yahoo, I put it in there.
But the best part is we get a virtual trophy. May not be something we can hold and put in our case.
Exactly. You do get a virtual trophy for your third place. John will get a virtual trophy for his second place.
All I got is my horse's ass trophy from a year ago.
Well, 2 years ago I got something, but
I want a trophy.
If I can get some damn little, like those little ribbons printed out with Coach of the Year and Comeback Coach of the Year, you'll have one of those, I think, coming to you.
We need participation trophies or about like that.
Yeah,
no, we're not doing participation trophies. Yeah, we ain't doing participation trophies.
This is not.
But ribbons, ribbon for constellation or not constellation bracket for Coach of the Week and comeback coach of the week and all that stuff would be fun. And I know it's cheap to get those ribbons. It's just more expensive to get what you want printed on those ribbons.
Yeah.
You can get those ribbons for like $1 for 1,000 of them, but they'll just be blank ribbons. I had to go in and write everything on it myself.
Yeah, we have to try to put the shit on ourselves.
Well,
anyway,
I could try and help you with that, right?
That's what I'm saying. We can figure it out, but we'll
come up with something.
We'll worry about that in the off season.
Because
final game was the Thunder Bowl between the number 1 Hammerheads facing off against the number 2 Dragons. The number 2 Dragons pulled off the victory in this one. Woo, 2-time champion, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
I'm so excited to be the first 2-time champion.
In all honesty, man, I'm proud of you. That was a very good job. You definitely made the right moves in order to get.
I picked up a couple good players that ended up doing the right thing for me this week. That week. One of them was a defensive back that I put in. The other 3 defensive back didn't do nothing, and I told you that I was going to have trouble with my defensive backs. But that one defensive back that I played put up what I thought he was going to put up, and I was very happy with that. And I was like, I'll take that $950 from him.
Right.
I'll take that.
Oh yeah, I mean it was a very good, and it was rough because the guys that I had got me to that point just completely, they just did not show up, and it sucked. It made for a crappy weekend, but it was what it was. Hey,
I was excited. I didn't get to watch most of it. I didn't really watch it until the last game. Whenever it was the Sunday night game, that's when I started watching it, and I was like, I think I'm gonna win.
We sat around here, and I had 2 players against your one, but your one was Jordan Love, and he turned around and said, "Hey, this is for dropping me, son bitch," and put the hammer down on me. And I had, and what made it even.
And I'm pretty sure you drafted Jordan Love later than I drafted Trevor Lawrence. That's definitely going to be an iffy pick for me next year when it comes to quarterback keeper, because I have both of them very late.
Yeah, I did. I drafted him late, and because there was something telling me, all this talk, he sat for a while, he's learned, but then
same thing with Rodgers. Rodgers did the same thing.
Sorry about that.
He had that struggle at the beginning of the season there, and he struggled, but he was still putting up like 20 points per game type stuff. And instead of just listening to my better instincts, I listened to all this other BS that on the radio and everything else, and I'm like, you know what?
That you had Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I dropped him, and then they went.
Burrow got an injury.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is, all we're going to do is refocus and try to be right back in it next year. You know what I mean?
I can go ahead and tell you now that Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta are going to be 2 of my keepers. I have a feeling that Kyron Williams is going to be my 3rd keeper, and I get him in like the 14th round because I got him out of free agency after the draft. Yeah. I have a feeling he might be my 3rd, and I might not keep a quarterback next year. Jordan Love and Trevor Lawrence might go back into the draft. Kyron Williams in the 14th round is not bad when he's going to go in the 3rd, 4th round next year of the draft.
Right. Well, I got my eyes on different different people. We just gotta see.
I've got some options now that I look towards the end of the year. I've got some options now. I've got 2 good quarterbacks to choose from. I've got plenty of my offensive players that I'm looking at. So I still got Tyler Lockett. If Tyler Lockett, I still got him that I could keep too because I got him from Ben in that trade. So I mean, I'm excited about next year's prospects of going into the draft.
Yeah, I mean, and we'll see how other teams play their keepers. I mean, for instance, I know Legend Killers toss him back and forth whether he wants to keep Herbert or Stroud, and
he gets Stroud in like the second or third to last round if he keeps Stroud. That's like,
and so I mean,
And I believe that Thad Castle's team, he is like renewed for keeping Lamar.
Oh yeah.
I think he was on the edge of just letting Lamar go, and now after this season, it's put a fire under his ass to keep Lamar again next year.
I mean, it would definitely be crazy for him not to keep Lamar, especially in the place he's getting him at. I mean, because Lamar Jackson's
12,
going to be
13th,
a top 5 round draft pick. So, I mean, we'll have to see. I know from a Hammerhead's perspective, we're just going to try to make the right moves,
I know Eckler is a great choice at the rounds you got him at keeper, but after this year, man, is he keeper worthy is the problem, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean,
and what's going to happen with the new offense next year is another thing. All right, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go ahead and get into the scores of this championship game.
All right.
Stevens Trophy winner Evan Creel, Dragons over here. Woo woo.
All right, let's see. So the Dragons won with a score of 269.04 to 240.48, and that was a score differential of
28.56.
28.56.
The highest win margin of the week.
The highest win margin, and
even though it was bad,
it didn't feel like it, but you would think it. But that final game was what pushed it out the most. Jordan Love.
Yep, it was so close going into that game. I was like, oh my god.
At one point, they had us like 2 points apart, and then that last game came in. All right, let's see. Leading scorers for the Dragons: Jordan Love, 34.44 points. Kyron Williams, 30.10 points.
You gotta love it when my backup quarterback wins me the championship.
Jerome Ford with 26.10 points.
That's another one. That's another guy that I could be keeping, man. I got him real late in the damn draft. And with Nick Chubb coming back from injury, he might not come back right at the beginning of the damn season. That's another. Yeah, I need to get off that subject, but that's another one too, man.
Right. Well, that's like me. One of the guys I'm looking. Never mind. All right. See, we'll finish off. We'll finish off.
We're almost done with this last game. Hold on.
All right. On the defense, Jacksonville had 27 points. Myles Garrett with 10 points. And Christian Benford with 9.50 points.
That was that defensive back I was talking about. He put up like 8.5, 9.5 the 2 weeks before that. Even though that Desmond King guy was putting up like 15, 16 points. And I went and dropped Desmond King and put Benford in because I was like, you know what? It'll be my luck. Desmond King ain't going to go off like he's been doing. Guess what? I should have dropped one of them other motherfuckers because Desmond King went off again, too, in the free agency. Yeah, I think he had at least 10 points.
For the Hammerheads, offensively, Devontae Adams had 37.60 points. Rashee Rice had 17.70 points. And DK Metcalf had 15.60 points.
Yeah, when that bitch caught that 70-yard pass for touchdown, or not a touchdown, but got it all the way down to the goal, Rashee Rice, I was like, are you fucking kidding me, man? That was the one point in the game where I was like, this is where he's going to come back and beat me right fucking here. He just got fucking 12 points off of one play.
On the defense, Terrell Bernard had 26 points. Buffalo's defense had 20 points. And Leonard Williams had 11.50 points.
Those are all Buffalo people, ain't they?
No, Leonard Williams is with Seattle.
Seattle, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, damn, man, I thought Buffalo, I thought they got them from the Bears, but yeah. All right, champion, player of the game, Jacksonville defense.
No, I actually had Jordan Love with 34 because his 34
he won the game for me.
Won the game.
Yep, I'll take that.
And I would give him the MVP trophy of the game because, I sat there and literally watched him and got physically sick watching him.
He kept telling me, oh my God, he's going to freaking beat me with the man I dropped.
So,
I can hear Pam hearing you all game like, this fucker's going to beat me with Jordan Love. This fucker's going to beat me with my quarterback. This fucker's going to...
Yes, that's all I heard.
We were all sitting around playing games while the game was on. It was me and Pam and Aubrey and Kaylee and
had everybody here.
Tyler
Tyler.
and Morgan were over, and we all sat around and you know, we're like, what do you want to put on TV? Tyler's like, hey, let's just put the game on. And I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. I'm down with that. Why not? I should have never put the game on. It was just horrible. It was so gut wrenching, man. It was touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. I'm like, son of a bitch. Nothing like rubbing my face in it, you know? It was awesome.
Did Jeff beat Ben the week before?
Hold on just one second.
Uh,
Yes.
Okay.
222.30 to 221.10.
All right. The reason why I asked is for this segment right here, which is 2024 draft order. The number 1 pick, Bucks Life, goes to Chris Halling.
Ooh,
the number 2 overall pick, Kush Crushers, goes to Mr. Josh Miller. The number 3 overall pick, Legend Killers, goes to Brandon Green. The number 4 overall pick, Thad Castle's team, goes to David Godinez. The 5th overall pick goes to Los Patos with Mr. J.C. Dominguez. The 6th overall pick goes to Crimson Elephants and Sean Stevens. The 7th overall pick goes to the Sin Eaters and Ben Wilson. The 8th overall pick goes to Orange Crush and Jeff Beard. The 9th overall pick goes to the Hendrix Mafia and Josh Lindsay. The 10th overall pick goes to the Angels, Miss Pam Creel. The 11th overall pick goes to the Hammerheads, Mr. John Creel. And the 12th overall pick will be to the Dragons, Mr. Evan Creel. 2-time champion, baby. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. 2-time champion, my friend.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad it was me and not John. I did not want John being the first 2-time champion.
Why,
like that
man?
hammerhead. He already had a knot on one side. You get a knot on the other one in the hammerhead.
Yeah, so that's all right, though. I mean, hey.
I'm sorry, man. I was excited.
Oh no, I get it.
I didn't, but I'm telling you, I did not get excited. I know I had a lead after Thursday. I know I had the lead after Saturday. But whenever I was just like, there's too much good on John playing left for me to be sitting here like, yeah, I'm gonna win this. Yeah, I'm gonna win.
Well, I always, because it's just me. I always go in and I'm looking and I'm playing. You know what looks, and one thing I seen for sure was up till Sunday, everybody that you had that played had beat their projection.
Not just beat it. Beat it. They beat it by at least 4 or 5 points.
What got me was the one guy I was worried about that week was the guy that scored the most on my team. Devontae Adams. I'm like, oh man, Aiden O'Connell, he probably gonna score what I need, blah blah blah, and he come out and scored the most.
I know. Whenever I seen Devontae put up the points he put up, I was like, this game's not over yet. This game is not over yet. This man ain't put up 10 points in the past 3 weeks, and all of a sudden he got 30 points right now. I'm like, this is not over.
It was so it was crazy, and it definitely put Rashee Rice in a perspective of potential keeper for me, because if I decide not to keep you gonna throw me on the ground?
Got it, man.
If I decide to not keep Eckler and I end up going with 3 receiver, I don't know. I'm not sure what direction to go in. I was tossing.
I got choices. I got 2 running backs in Ford and Williams, and I got Ford late in the draft. I drafted Ford. I didn't pick him up off free agency like I did Williams, but unfortunately, Ford didn't put up the numbers that Williams did. Williams put up more numbers than Ford and missed 4 or 5 games. So I'm I'm really, really looking at that one. Like, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Got a lot of time. Got to see what happens in free agency and the draft and all that stuff.
Kyron Williams is definitely a guy that you want to.
I'm keeping him. I'm definitely keeping him.
He proved himself to be one of those.
And so did Laporta, man. So did Laporta. Yeah. Like if I don't keep Williams and Laporta and drop Lawrence and Foyer back into the free agency, then I'm not doing it right. Yeah. Or not free agency, back into the draft.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, man.
And
watching how hard that Isaiah Pacheco runs, David better not let that dude go, because I've got my eyes set on him for one. Pacheco,
and he's a late round keeper as well.
Yeah, Pacheco's one of those sneaky ones. I would love to get him. But so I don't know. Hey, there's so much coming up in the draft. We got good quarterbacks coming in, depending on the situations. I mean, you're going to have quarterbacks like Michael Penix coming in. You've got Caleb Williams.
From what I'm hearing, Caleb Williams' camp is asking Chicago Bears to trade that number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, he does not
because Caleb Williams does not want to go to Chicago. So I'm loving that. That, because that means if Chicago tries to draft him, he's not going to go in the draft. He's not even. So they won't even be able to draft him because he's not gonna even apply for the draft if Chicago don't trade that pick away.
It's one of those. It's kind of one of those deals like Eli did. He didn't want to go to San Diego, so him and Archie were like, "Nope, we're not." If that's the case, then we're not gonna.
Well, it's kind of like that, except for the fact that he's not even going to apply for the draft. Period. He's just going to enter. He's going to enter in afterwards as a free agent or some crap like that.
Right.
And if he enters through the free agency as an undrafted free agent, he can choose what team he wants to go to rather than just going to where the hell he has to go to.
Exactly.
He won't get the money. He won't get that money because he's undrafted free agent.
But that wouldn't be a bad thing. But for the team, I say that for whatever team he goes to, because of the fact
the team, the team would be banking off that because they're going to get him for like $400,000 for that first fucking season.
And he has to, in order to get anything more, he's going to have to prove that he can play.
Yep. Yeah. And and they're only giving him a 2-year deal as an undrafted free agent. They're not going to give him a 4-year deal. They're going to give him that 2-year base minimum of $800,000 or whatever the hell it is.
I would imagine if he does go that route, that whatever team they will probably try to strike up a deal that whatever team he goes to would be incentive late. That way,
they're going to give him at least they're going to give him at least $25 million for 2-3 years just to get him to come in.
My thing would be this. It's like, okay, look, you come in here, you sign for this much, but if you win the starter job, then
you hit it. Yeah.
If you maintain this, then you get this. You got to make the incentive.
Give them an incentive contract rather than a salary contract. That sounds sounds the way to do it.
So they're gonna have to, because if they don't, so for him to sit there and have all these demands, he's already feeling privileged,
putting himself in a hole. Yeah,
he's already a privileged player just by the way it sounds. So if you don't set up a contract to kind of humble his ass, so to speak, then you're going to have somebody that could potentially bring drama to your team, and you don't want that.
How hilarious would it be if Carolina traded for that number 1 pick?
Right? Go to that dumpster fire.
I don't think they have anybody to give to them, but like, here, you could have Bryce Young, you could have this guy, you could have that guy, and you could have 6 years of future picks from like 2026 and on, because they don't have no 2024, they don't have a 2025, this year was 2020. Oh, no, this is the 20. Okay, yeah. So they don't have a 2024 or 2025. So the first year they'd be able to give them is 2026.
Right.
Or no. They do have a 2025. Because all they gave him DJ Moore and 2 first-round picks, right? 2 first-round picks, 2 third-round picks, and DJ Moore. Yeah, so yeah, they still get 2025 then. So they don't get 2024 though.
Well, all I do know is that would be unfortunate for him because that ownership there
is dumpster fire. It's about as bad as friggin' Washington.
Well, Washington's got new ownership now.
Yeah, so they are on the trajectory they're on the right path now.
Well, did you
they
see
got rid of Dan Snyder?
I think the GM they brought in was the assistant GM with the 49ers.
Oh, okay. He was John Lynch's John Lynch's assistant.
Right now. They're making moves right now, so we'll see how it's going to shake out. One thing I want to say for our team, for Jacksonville, I think it'd be crazy for Doug not to say, hey, let's bring in Wink Martindale to run our defense.
Yeah.
Wink Martindale was a Ravens defensive coordinator that set up those Ravens defenses. That's the type of defense we need.
Yep.
In Jacksonville.
And also, we need to bring in Fred Taylor as that running backs coach. We need to bring Keenan McCardle back as our receivers coach.
We just need to bring some folks in that.
Well, I hope we do. Fred Taylor, Fred Taylor is wanting the running back job in Jacksonville, and I hope they do give it to Fred Taylor because I'm mad that we got rid of our running back coach from 2 years ago. The one that brought in James Robinson, he was a friggin' beast. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he was bringing in good running backs, and then all of a sudden we brought in Etienne, and now we brought in Tank. Tank didn't live up to what he was supposed to be. Dearness Johnson, I think Dearness Johnson did damn good, and I think we should re-sign Dearness Johnson to another damn season. I think we should let the other 2 running backs go, JaMychal Hasty and
JaMychal Hasty's he's already gone.
He's already gone?
Patriots, if I'm not mistaken.
And Snoop Cooper or Connor or whatever his name is, Snoop Connor, we need to let him go as well. Or keep Snoop Connor and see what happens next year. We'll have 4 backs. We'll have Etienne, Dearness, Bigsby, and Snoop Connor.
Well,
Snoop Connor's a big back. He's not a speed back. He's a big back. So I mean, I don't mind him being on our on our practice squad right now.
So the biggest thing I'm thinking is we need to get our coaching staff straight,
and we need to get a secondary straight.
There was a bunch of back and forth. I mean, you've seen a lot of the back and forth talking about who was it? Mike Caldwell was trying to call out Press Taylor. Saying they got rid of the wrong coach and all this.
They did get rid of the wrong coach. They did get rid of them. You give Press Taylor the friggin' defensive coordinator job to call defensive plays. Bitch, you got rid of the wrong coach. You never should have let Press Taylor take over defensive calling. You should have let Mike Caldwell continue what the hell was going because we were winning before then, and then all of a sudden we go on a 4-game losing streak because you let Press Taylor call offense and defense. Or actually, you let him call offense because Peterson was or you could let him call defense because Peterson was calling offense, and Taylor was mad because he wasn't getting to do nothing as an offensive coordinator. So Peterson's like, okay, well, you can call defense then. And then you start losing your games, and then you fire Caldwell. How the hell is it Caldwell's fault?
Right.
Like, I think Press Taylor should have been fired, honestly.
Yeah.
You're not. First off, you're not running the offense like you should be running the offense, and you're the fucking offensive coordinator. And second of all, you're fucking running the defense into the ground, and we're losing on defense now when the defense was hyped up there in the middle of the year, and we were winning games with friggin' Caldwell calling the damn things. That's all Peterson's fault right there. You played favoritism, and it bit you in the ass, and you fired all the wrong coaches for the shit too, because you and Press Taylor are so good friends or whatever. Like you fucked up, and that defense was thriving under Caldwell too. They were hyped up, like they sucked. The secondary sucked, but they were thriving. You know, they were hyped up about Caldwell's defense. Now, who are you going to bring in to keep them as hyped up as they were with Caldwell?
Yeah.
You fired the wrong coach. If you wanted to fire him, you should have fired both of them. Press Taylor should have been gone. If he can't run the fucking offense, why the fuck is he a coach?
Right.
You got one of the best quarterbacks. You got a top 10 QB in the league, top 10 QB in the league, and you cannot run your offense.
Hold on, wait.
Do we need to be
In
on
all due fairness now, Trevor has got to step his game up too.
Yes, he has to step up too.
Because
I'm just saying,
right now,
I would say he's the top 10, top 12 QB in the league right now. And that's just off the top of my head. Of course, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, the first two right there. And then you got friggin' Lamar Jackson.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, I've seen quarterbacks that came in and filled in that played better than what we've seen out of Trevor.
Oh yeah, the Browning kid out of Seattle or Cincinnati. Yeah, I agree. Purdy, look at Purdy. What Purdy's doing in San Francisco. Could you imagine what Lawrence would do in that offense over there in San Francisco?
Dude,
he'd go off in that offense, dude.
You ain't got to go much further than our own damn conference right there with C.J. Stroud as a rookie came out and has played better than Trevor.
And I blame that shit on Press Taylor. You're not calling the right fucking calls, and you're trying to throw the ball downfield every damn play rather than trying to, knick-knack, hit patty-whack, get the ball into the zone, like shit.
Right. So yeah, there's a lot of I don't know, man.
I told you after that one game that I was losing confidence in Trevor, and I wasn't joking about that shit. Not only am I losing confidence in Peterson and his coaching ability of other coaches, because hold up now, you literally let Press Taylor, your offensive coach, take over your defensive calling for what? Your defense was hot in the middle of the season. You were winning in the middle of the season, and then you went on you won 2 games out of 6 games at the end of the damn year. And last year when you was playing, you went on a 7-game, 8-game win streak at the end of the damn season. Like, come on, man. Come on. You don't change the defensive coordinator. First off, a defense gets better the more and more the season goes along. Your defense gets better. The deeper and deeper the season gets, the better your defense gets. Why would you change your defensive caller in the middle of the damn season when your defense is on the rise? Like that, it was just horrible. Yep. Horrible. We deserve not to go to the damn playoffs this year because of the stupid shit Peterson pulled.
But without a doubt,
and Trevor helped him, and I agree with that shit. Trevor helped him. Trevor's play did not help 100%.
And I tell you,
I also gotta blame that on the receivers. He could never keep his receiving staff healthy. Zay Jones was out all damn year for injuries. Then he lost Christian Kirk for injuries. Then it's just. That's why I believe Calvin Ridley could never get it going the whole season because we couldn't have all 3 of our receivers healthy the whole damn year. I think
Evan Ingram showed up. Thank goodness, because if it wasn't for
towards the end of the year, exactly,
that offense would have been sick.
I feel the same way. It would have been bad.
Yes.
Hey, my battery's about to die, so I'm gonna have to let out.
All right.
Yeah, mine's on 14% as well. So.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead.
Well, ladies and gentlemen. It's been the last final season finale show of the Thunderdome Fantasy Weekly Report 2023. I know it's 2024. Happy New Year's to all. We will see you guys in another 8 months from now, 9 months from now for the draft and for keepers and all this stuff. Off-season trading will officially start January 31st. So February 1st, we're opening up the trade season and the off season. You can all start your plans for the 2024 year February 1st. Until then, you're all shit out of luck to just stare at your team.
Hey, and just to give everybody that may look, all my guys are on the table. So I'm not opposed to trading everybody. So.
Me too. Trevor Lawrence is on the table. Jordan Love's on. I mean, I got some players on the table as well. All right, guys. Well, I'll put the draft order in the chat room. I'm afraid to walk in the apartment because every time I walk in the apartment, my Wi-Fi shuts off on my damn phone. So I've been standing outside so my Wi-Fi won't shut off on me.
Everybody's looking at you crazy. Like, what's he standing outside?
Exactly. These people are all in these apartments. Like, what's he doing? Anyway, like I said, February 1st, that's when the Thunderdome off season officially starts, and you can start trading draft picks, trading players, doing whatever you want. But whenever you do make a trade with somebody, you have to have it finalized, and both people have to confirm it in the Thunderdome fantasy chat. If both players do not confirm it, then I will not count that as a trade until both owners have confirmed it. So you got your league rules. You know what's up. Congratulations, John, on your second place trophy this year. Congratulations, Pam, on your third place trophy this year. Congratulations to me on that first 2-time championship. Anyway, let me get inside before these people think I'm crazy dancing out here in the middle of it.
All right, it's been a great
See you
year.
guys next year.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Peace, guys.